Hey everyone, welcome to Banshee Breakdowns. Are you ready to talk about our favorite show, MGM's From? This episode was jam-packed, but in true From fashion, we still have more questions and answers. Let's break it down. We start off with Jim and Tabitha having it out. And the way Tabitha slaps Jim's stupid finger away, she is done playing. First off, what the hell happened to the Jim of season 1 who started the whole question wall thing and helped build the radio tower? Ever since the voice on the tower warned him about Tabitha digging, he seems only interested in, as he puts it, keeping the family together. His whole argument is that he wants them to do everything together. Talk about codependent. Like crabs in a bucket, he wants to drag her down with him. Then this fool has the nerve to project onto her that she just wants to run away from her responsibilities to the family. Tabitha lets him have it. She calls him out for being the one who abandoned them after Thomas died, for not even being able to handle a few days protecting their kids while she was gone. This dude left his kids alone to go to the huts when she was gone. Jim can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth!
And right as he screams at his wife to try to shut her up, the monsters scream too. We haven't heard the monsters scream like this in a while. Is this connected to Jim and Tabitha's fight? We know the monsters can hear everything that's going on.
Do you remember that, boy? You don't fucking break me. That's what she said.
Are they responding to this in some way? It feels like Jim likes it here. Like deep down, he's glad that she's forced to be with him, putting the divorce on hold.
The important thing is that she's back and we're all together.
There also seems to be a warning or clue from Donna.
Your children thought you were dead. I don't need answers from you. I just needed you back. Don't try to be a hero. Go spend time with your kids, because you're lucky to be here still. Don't take that for granted.
This isn't the first time someone is pressed about trying to be a hero. We will get back to this later. We see Mari and Randall trauma bonding over what happened to them in that cellar place. Randall finally shows some vulnerability and admits how alone and scared he is. The theme of pretending comes up again as he says he is all alone on the bus and is the only one who doesn't get to pretend everything is all right.
You can pretend all you want, but you were there. Same as me. It's gotta be easy for you in a place like this, though, huh? Going to sleep next to somebody every night. You get to pretend that you're okay. Well, it's not like that out on the bus. I don't get to pretend. It's fucking terrifying.
Mari offers to have him stay with her and Christy, and we see Randall go through a slew of emotions. Will Mari and Christy come to regret this later? Hopefully we get more answers and conversations between these characters about what the hell happened when they were in those screaming comas chained up in that cellar. Jade is showing Boyd his inspo board and going off about his theories on the bottle tree.
Jade.
I can understand an awful lot of people get confused, but the truth is a wormhole is a shortcut through space and time, whereas a dimensional rift...
Jade, stop.
Sorry, what?
Boyd asks Jade if he has looked at the other tree and catches him by surprise. Now, I know Boyd has a lot going on, but damn, dude, you never really thought much about the bottle tree being meaningful until now? Even after Sarah had a seizure and got a warning from Abby at that tree? Huh, Mr. Fish and Loaves? But I digress. Upon hearing about the other tree, Jade wants to immediately go check it out. Once he arrives, our man Moonshine Tom shows up to do what bartenders do, wipe a glass for 15 minutes. No, really, but I wonder if this is meant to be a clue in any way or just supposed to be funny. Anywho, Tom suggests maybe the bottles aren't significant to figuring this place out. and that they are perhaps a product of someone else like Jade, someone who is trying to make sense of Fville. When we last saw Ghost Tom, he stressed to Jade that there's a natural design to this place, although it's not familiar to what we know as normal. Tom tells Jade he will find answers in the tunnels, and as it turns out, he was right. Well, sort of, since we are still trying to make sense of what these damn Ankui kids are. But Tom urges Jade once again to see this place for what it truly is by its nature. He points out that the bottles don't belong to the original design of the environment and firmly pushes Jade to sober up, reminding him of the man he used to be, the one who built and sold a multi-million-dollar company. There was an Easter egg moment that I caught rewatching the scene from season 2 in Tom. And wow, the foreshadowing about Boyd and his trolley problem with Randall and the Matthews.
You don't make moral choices based on the outcomes you expect. You make them based on whether or not you think they're right. When I ran into that house, I wasn't thinking about the trolley problem or determinism. I wasn't thinking of any of that.
It makes me wonder about his mention of determinism. What does this mean in context of this place and solving it? Here's a summary of the concept. Notice this part about laws of nature and external forces. It seems like a strong indication that there's nothing our friends in Fville can do to escape. If any of them do, like Tabitha, it will be by design. If we look at all the times when we see a ghost of someone important to one of our characters, we've got Boyd and Abby, Boyd and Father Khatri, and Jade with Moonshine Tom. Abby, Khatri, and Tom all share some clues along the lines of determinism. They speak confidently about what's going to happen.
Boyd! Please. Destroying that box isn't going to end their suffering. You'll only prolong it.
No.
People in this town will suffer in ways you can't even imagine. They're all going to die screaming.
Point is, you did what you could, boy. You tried. Not every story gets a happy ending.
You know, I don't even know if I'd find anything down there.
Of course you do. It's natural design. Same reason your brain's in your skull, your heart's behind your ribs. Nature will always put what's most precious in the spots most difficult to reach.
They all have some advice about what type of men Boyd and Jade should be.
You think you need to be the hero. You think you need to be responsible to save them. You don't have to suffer anymore.
Is the Jade that built a multi-million-dollar company when everyone said he shouldn't? That guy had thicker skin. Yeah. You really want to beat this place? Maybe you should sober up and give that guy a call.
Those things said they wanted to break you. And that means they wanted to change you. So far, so good, because the Boyd I knew would never do something this colossally stupid.
We see that Jade chooses to heed the advice of Ghost Tom. He goes into the tunnel to find more clues, and presumably he will sober up, and he'll try to work this puzzle like he would have before Fville. Boyd, on the other hand, chooses to go against what the ghosts tell him. He destroys the music box. He doesn't hide the truth about Sarah from Kenny. He doesn't engage the townspeople about the food shortage, about the cicada monster, and the fact that winter is coming. He doesn't agree that trying to catch a monster is a stupid, dumb idea. So far, it seems like we should be listening to these ghosts, and they are potentially good or trying to help. Moving on to Victor and Henry. Victor tells Henry about a toy car he has in his room that belonged to a woman who bought it for her dying son. Unfortunately for her, she died in Fville before she could gift it to him, so now Victor has it. This is yet another item Victor has taken from the dead, like he did with the items in the suitcase as a young boy. Henry goes down with Victor in the tunnels. Now, these scenes are so freaking creepy. I can barely watch it the first time through, so I can kind of understand why Henry was so fucking annoying and loud down there. Those tunnels are scary. They find out that the monsters have picked up and moved all their shit deeper in. When we finally find Jasper and the monsters, Henry freaks out because he sees what appears to be Miranda's scarf, and he wakes up the monsters.
You know, Victor, if you keep coming down here, one of these days, we'll make you stay.
Is what beehive hairdo lady's saying also suggesting some clue about determinism? They beeline it to the exit and make their way to Victor's hideout to debrief.
Why did they have this as your mother's?
I don't know. They like to take things.
Notice how Victor says the monsters also take things? I wonder if there's a connection here with Victor. Is this part of why they let him wander the tunnels? Is he one of them, so to speak? Fatima and Ellis confide in Boyd about her new taste buds for rotten spuds. But this woman is still lying to herself and everyone else about what's going on because you know she didn't tell them about how finger-licking good human fucking blood tastes to her. Anyways, Boyd tells them about the ultrasound machine and Fatima's like, I don't wanna know. We end up learning what Fatima is trying so hard not to confirm. There's no baby. This came as a little bit of a shock to me because I could have sworn she took a pregnancy test. But I went back and reviewed the scene where we find out that she's pregnant with Christy, and come to find out they don't actually show a test or what type of screening Christy did.
You sure? As sure as I can be, given the circumstances.
For me, this rules out any miscarriage or possible monster or ghost pregnancy.
All I can think is, what if this place is trying to torture me? Mock me, like those things that come out at night.
So what's the deal with Fatima? There's a theory out there that instead of being pregnant, she's turning into the kimono lady, mostly based on similarities in their clothes and appearance. We see some evidence that this theory might be true when the kimono lady appears in a photo Elgin took of Fatima. Whatever the case may be, I think her conversation with Donna is true. This place is trying to torture her and mock her. We see Tabitha and Ethan having a heart-to-heart when he says he wishes things went back to like they were when they first got to Fville.
Everyone was so scared there was no time to be angry.
And right on cue, those creepy on cooey kids appear to scare Tabitha and Ethan right out of the house. They show up at the bar with Jade and ask to help solve his puzzle. I think Ethan will be the one to find or say something that sparks a eureka moment for Jade. But the reality is that we find out Miss Tabitha knows this place. Specifically, the place with the huts and the weird scarecrow looking things, as well as the new entity or monster that we have yet to see. I think next episode, we might find out what was in her nightmare. Alright, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that like button. I also would love to see your comments down below. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Toodles!